It's okay if you're not who you thought you were. You know that, right? I know that you know that, but sometimes it helps to hear somebody else say it. Think about all the lyrics that you thought were one thing, but are not even close to that thing and are another thing. I got a DM from somebody whose entire life revolved around becoming a famous musician. And as he got older, he figured out that was not the case. And he's trying to reckon with the transition from one to the other. And let me tell you from personal experience, same. My life as a musician revolved around a couple things. I wanted to be loud with my friends. I wanted to travel. I wanted to have fun and write songs and express myself. And I wanted to kiss girls who had sleeve tattoos. Sometimes I felt like the more successful I tried to become in music, the more I got away from myself. And I made a couple really good songs that I still listen to today because they were kind of snapshots of exactly what I was feeling at the time. And that's kind of the basis of the whole thing. It's not really wrong if it's what you felt at the time. Like, I'm not the same guy I was when I was 14 when I decided to do that. Especially if you start finding happiness and fulfillment in things that you had zero experience with when you were a teenager. Doing comedy for me helped me because it got me away from a lot of the stuff that ended up being a distraction. I felt like I just kept adding more and more stuff, and I'd be a little bit more confused by all the stuff that I added. Like sometimes I would write a lyric and I'd be like, that's exactly what I wanted to say, and that describes what I'm feeling perfectly. And then I would go to pick drum noises and be like, if I'm not using exactly the right drum sound, it's not gonna fit in with what's popular today. And I stretched myself so far away from like what made me like it in the first place. Comedy does the opposite. You have an idea and then you chop and chop and chop stuff away until it's kind of exactly what I want to say, exactly how I want to say it. In music, I started getting too caught up with like, how can I make this in a way where it gives the most people a chance to like it? And I still do that sometimes with like little videos and stuff, but it definitely pulls me away from like why I did it in the first place. And that sucks. That's the opposite of what you're supposed to do. What's cool now is that part happens after and not during. There's nothing cooler than finding success with something that you trusted to your instincts. There are few things that are more motivating to me than feeling like I'm on the right track. It's energizing when you trust yourself and it works out. I tend to gravitate towards the people who are very aware that they might be wrong. To make the kind of stuff I enjoy, it's like you have to be aware that you might be wrong. And then when you are, you have to like dive into why you're wrong. I feel like there's a little trap that I fall into once in a while where I stick with something too long because I don't want to be wrong about it. I miss music sometimes, especially recently for some reason, but I never mourn it. I don't feel like it's something that I want to go back to the way I was in it. It feels more like something that was there to show me that I was almost on to something else. It was right at the time, dude. And I feel like sometimes being right at the time is the best place to be, even if that thing is wrong in the long run. And if you like being right so much, you could think about it like this. You're on your way to even being more right. The most right. You just have to be wrong for a second right now. I had to learn that I couldn't always hold on to who I thought I was because I thought that would bring me the most happiness. It shut me off from entertaining the idea that there were a lot of other things that can make me even more happy and even more fulfilled based on stuff I hadn't experienced yet. There's a perfect internet sequel to this video that's like, how do you know when it's not the time? How do you know when you're wrong? But there's no way for someone who's not in your position to be like, and here's how you know that your life isn't going the way you think it should. I would say just don't panic while you're trying to figure it out, because everyone's fucking wrong, but they only present the parts that are right. I think if you make stuff and you're a big fan of the process of making stuff, you have all the tools to help you enjoy your life. I enjoy trying to figure it out. I like when figuring it out feels good, and it doesn't always, but when it does, it's the best.